Hi everyone, welcome back to the Podsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Podsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Hebrew Bible. I use the Christian King James Version of the Old Testament to write the prophecy into the book of Zion, which gives me my name and the authority to speak on behalf of God, because I am the Zion of the Most High God of Israel. I am the Zion of the Most High God of Israel because I first found myself written in the Bible, chapter 54 of Isaiah. That is my life story. I realized that having those qualifications would give me the opportunity to fulfill prophecy, to become Zion. So I studied the Bible. Now, when I first started studying the Bible, I was a Christian. I was a Lutheran. So I read the Bible from cover to cover. But I'm a Zionite. I have a different part of my brain working. And that different part of my brain knew these two documents do not go together. The Old Testament and the New Testament, they do not correlate. So I read it again. And I became more confused because I was trying to reconcile my Christian beliefs with the Old Testament. And I read it again. And I read it again. And every time I read it, I became more and more confused because I knew what I was reading was not making any sense. So I prayed. Don't know why it took me that long. But anyway, one day, I guess I pray every day, or I did pray every day. But, it's just that one day I asked the right question. And they think you're funny that way. If you don't ask just the right question in just the right way, you're not going to get the answer you're looking for. So you always have to be very, very specific in regards to the gray. They don't have the nuances that we do with our, well, they don't have lies and embellishments in their language, so they can't deal with that kind of part of our language. It just confuses them. So they're very literal. And when I literally asked the right question in the right way, they answered it in the way that I needed them to. And it was something like this. It's like, God, please open my eyes. Let me see the truth. Show me what the truth is of this Bible that I'm reading, because it's confusing the fuck out of me. And so, the next day I'm reading and I read a passage and it says that the temple of God would be a house of prayer for all people. And I stopped dead in my tracks. And I realized my Christian belief was that the Bible was the only sacred text that was true. And that if I read any other text by any other religion, that I would be damned to eternal hell. So what did I do? I went to the library and I checked out every sacred text of every religion that I knew of. And I spent the next 5 years of my life studying other religious texts, learning about other religious doctrines, other religious beliefs, other religious practices. And when I was satisfied that I had read enough of the sacred texts of all the other religions on the planet and had at least a basic understanding of these texts, then I went back to the Bible because it was my book and I was trying to figure that book out. But God had said, you have to read all of these other books in order for this one to make sense to you. And so I went back and read the Bible again. Oh my God, it became a totally different book. Because unknown to myself, I had stopped being a Christian. Somewhere through all those sacred texts, I had realized that there was so much more to life and to God and to humanity than the Bible, than the Christian doctrine taught me. And the day that I realized that, the relentless childhood teaching that I was going to rot in hell for eternity scared the hell out of me. And, oh God, that was really scariest. But that's the most scared I've ever been in my entire life. And then I realized something. My life has always been a living hell. Why should I be afraid of hell when I've never known anything but hell? So damn the fucking Christian ethos of hell. I was already in hell. So I no longer claimed Christianity. I said, fuck you people, you're stupid. Why don't you go read another book, a book that tells you something? And I walked away from Christianity. Now, when I did that, because of the Jewish text, I realized that I was Jewish. My mom, it's like my brothers were circumcised, my dad was circumcised, my grandparents were circumcised, all of my generations back for I don't know how long have been circumcised. And that's the mark of the Jew. And so I became a Jew. Now, then I stopped reading the New Testament. It was like, I just imagined that it wasn't there. And so I studied the Torah, the Ketuvim, the true heritage of humanity, our promise from our God, the same God that I had found in all of those other texts, except for the Hindu text, or the Buddhist text, the Godhead, the Buddhist way. That is ascension. But you have to get through all of these other things to get to that. But even knowing that that is there, that is the way to ascend to the Godhead. That is the higher path. But in order for you to truly get to that higher path, you need to get through everything down here. That is our future. This is our present. So, in light of all of the knowledge that I had gained from all of the other texts that I had read, I started reading the prophecy, and then it's like then that fateful uh, passage popped out at me. Who will put this in order for me? I will. I will do that. And that is what I did. I was tweaking at the time. It took me 4 months. And I tweaked that whole time. I probably went out of my bedroom where my desk was about, not very often, if at all. I don't know how I survived through that. But I literally took my Bible and I started with the book of Isaiah. And I wrote out every passage that had anything to do with prophecy on little strips of paper, like a jigsaw puzzle. I took the Bible apart and made it into a jigsaw puzzle. And then I pieced the puzzle together, just like you do a jigsaw. And I was so amazed at what I found. Now, I had been, it's like there had always been those passages that had always spoken to me, it's like the ones about pot. It's like about the war on drugs. Those had always been, vaguely, it's like they always hit a chord in me. But when I actually started putting the pieces together, I found marijuana, our plant of renown to take away the mark of the heathen from us. Marijuana, the sacred tree of life. The sacred tree of life that activates your gray, godly side and elevates you to a higher level of being and opens you up to the next level of humanity, which is telepathy, where you can actually speak to God and God can actually speak to you. So, wow, that was quite the thing. And when I finished it and I had it all laid out and I read it, I realized this is an instruction manual. This gives me every piece of information that I need to create this event, to make this happen, to be this person. And in fact, it said because I had done this, that I was that person. That is the authority of Zion. I put the prophecy in order. I brought it to humanity. Therefore, I am Zion because I fulfill prophecy. I am barren. I do sing. I I was sexually molested from a toddler all the way until I was 15 by multiple men, more than one of which were blood related. Yeah, that's a shameful youth. I fell in love with Messiah, my beloved Kenny, in 1977. But I was forced to leave him behind when I moved to my own personal living hell, which was Louisiana. And I lost him. By the time I moved back, when I was 18, he was engaged to his sister-in-law, and he married her, and he rejected me, just as foretold in the prophecy. And the prophecy says that he will come back. Now, I've been told that he's dead. Don't know if it's true or not, so I call him Schrodinger's cat. Is Kenny alive? Is Kenny dead? Well, it doesn't matter because I'm a medium. I talk to dead people all the time. He's never come to me in that form. He's always come to me in the form of the king in my head. Is the king not in your head? Oh, yeah, he's in my head, believe me. Either that or I'm just crazy. Either way, he's there. So I took upon myself to follow the directions in the prophecy, up to and including going to prison and serving a sentence, which I did. And now, that last final thing that I am required to do to be the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, the prophet foretold, the maker of first contact with gray aliens. That's me. I'm publishing this right here, right now. This is done. I'm done. I'm Zion because I've already done everything Zion was said to have done prior to her appearance before society. So I'm just publishing a piece and waiting for reality to catch up to me. Because if God is real, if the Torah is real, if the Ketuvim is real, if everything written is real, I'm Zion. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your guilt choice. Stay happy and high if you use drugs. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote the book. And I will say later now. because I love you all too much to ever say goodbye.